Today on the Trend Out Loud podcast. You would think with all the amazing music that Kanye West has produced, you would think that he could play piano a little bit better. What up? It's your boy Trend Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. I got a really good show set up for you guys today. I don't have any lead stories. I'm going to jump right into quick news, which is everyone's favorite segment, and it's actually turning into my favorite segment too. Y'all know what time it is. Get your earbuds in, get your headphones on, turn your devices up. I'm about to start the show. Let's go. All right, guys, sound the bell. Let's get into it. Quick news. Kim Kardashian just put out a press release saying that she is the new brand ambassador for Balenciaga, and a lot of people are pissed. Kim Kardashian writes, "For several years now, Balenciaga's designs have been part of many looks and some of my most iconic fashion moments," says Kim Kardashian. "For me, this long-standing relationship is built on mutual trust and a commitment to doing what's right. I'm excited about the next chapter for the brand and to become their ambassador." Now, like I said at the top of this story, a lot of people are not happy with Kim doing this. If you guys remember, I think it was a year or 2 years ago, people were calling for Balenciaga to be canceled because of an ad campaign that they had with a child in it. I'm not going to give out the details, but I'm sure you guys can imagine an ad with a child that didn't go over well with people. I don't want to say the words because I don't want to get flagged on any of these platforms, but I'm sure you guys remember, and I'm sure you guys could figure out why people would call for a fashion line that's having an advertisement with a child in it, what the issues could be. At that time, Kim had actually said that she was going to pull her ambassadorship and she was going to review their practices. There was some people that were looking into the photographer's choices and in the background, and it kind of just fell by the wayside. And I think that's what is making a lot of people upset. It's like, don't just expect us to forget about what happened. I think Kim would have been better off if she would have come back and addressed the situation, but I'm sure she probably just didn't want to bring up the past and hope that we all just forget about it. And for me, that's my issue. Celebrities and a lot of these companies just expect society to forget. Or maybe it's us as a society that I have a problem with, that we're short-minded and we just forget about when these brands do things and we call for cancel culture and then forget about it 2 years later. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Former Fox News host Tucker Carlson calls Premier Justin Trudeau and tells him that he's coming to Canada to liberate the people. Listen to this.
It's Tucker Carlson, and I'd be grateful if you pass a message on to the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. We are coming to liberate Canada.
Now, I don't know the details of this video. It seems to me like he's just trolling. I don't know if Tucker is really coming to Canada. Maybe he's coming up here for an appearance or to interview somebody. I don't know. That's clearly not Justin Trudeau's like private line. But him recording that and putting it on social media, I'm sure Justin Trudeau is going to catch wind of it. It's Tucker doing what Tucker does, right? He's trolling. He's, right-wing, conservative, and he's always talking about, Canada and liberals and Justin Trudeau. Just to remind you guys, Tucker was fired, from Fox News, for telling lies. And he does now have, his own show on Twitter on X, which was actually formerly Twitter. But this is Carlson just trying to ruffle the feathers and try to get some attention for his show. Well done, Carlson. That was actually pretty funny. I'll give that to you. Gianni, Paolo, better known as Brayden Weston, on the hit show Power, hops on the online trend, of course. This trend seems to never be dying. I played one Kim Kardashian last week. I played somebody else, but Gianni, actually, Brayden, is actually the latest to jump on the trend. And I'm a big Power fan. I know there's a big Power universe following that watches my podcast, so I had to play this for y'all.
I'm an actor on Power. Of course you guys are going to harass me about when the new season's coming. I'm an actor on Power. Of course you guys are going to ask me if Ghost is still alive. He's not. I'm an actor on Power. Of course I fell asleep trying to watch BMF.
Ice Spice is in the news for rumors of being pregnant. She recently posted a picture online, and it looked like she had a little bit of a belly, and fans, of course, got into the comment section and asked her if she was pregnant. She replied to them and she said, nah, I'm just getting a little fat. But let me read to you some of the comments. Sorry, mama, I see the pregnancy line. Are you sure you're not pregnant? We don't believe you. We see the black stomach line, Ice Spice. We know you're pregnant. Somebody said, all the celebrities always say this. Then 9 months later, boom, we get a baby. Someone wrote, I know pregnant and she's pregnant. Somebody wrote, she's for sure pregnant. I know a baby line when I see one. And then somebody also wrote, the line is lining. You see a faint little line on her stomach. I didn't know that was a pregnancy line. I mean, I don't have kids, so I'll trust these people. There are some people that do believe her. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think that Ice Spice is pregnant or is she hiding it? Charlamagne and DJ Envy give SZA her flowers, and they also ask if we the public are giving SZA the props she deserves. Take a listen.
Do we appreciate SZA as an artist the way we should? Do we really appreciate the once in a generational talent she is? She still has an air of mystery about her. You know, she don't do a lot of press. She don't do a lot of interviews. You know, she just gives you the music. She's not on the proper pedestal. I think she should be. She should be the bar for a lot of people.
Y'all know me. I really am a big SZA fan. I love all her music and I love her as a personality. But I think Charlamagne answered his own question, is that it's not does she get the props she deserves, is that she is not out front enough to get the props she deserves. She's a little bit active on social media, but she doesn't do a lot of interviews. It doesn't hurt her in the music landscape. Her songs are played. I think she holds a record for the longest album at #1 or something like that. But she holds a lot of records. She wins Grammy. She gets all her accolades. But the people giving her flowers, it's hard to appreciate somebody that's not out here as much. So while I think that she is widely recognized for her music, she doesn't do enough outside of music for people to appreciate her and give her flowers. That's just my opinion. But I also do agree with him that I like that she's a little bit mysterious and she's not out there like everybody else that's on social media. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Mary J Blige reveals that she's in a relationship. Mary J Blige is a little bit private. I'm surprised that, she announced this. We do know that she went through a very public divorce and another remarriage after that. But for a while, we haven't heard anything from Mary. But here she is sitting down with Big Tigga. Take a listen.
I had some fellas ask me of a certain age, were you single?
No.
Really?
No.
You're not single?
No, I'm not single.
You're happily doing what you're doing?
I'm happily doing what I'm doing.
Okay, and I'll leave it right there.
Adding on to that question, Big Tigga asked Mary to speak on how she wants people to remember her legacy. And she said, I quote, I gave a lot, I was a giver, and I opened doors. From generation to generation to generation, it still exists. Hip-hop soul is super important. I've given women a voice. Every woman wants to tell their story now because I told mine. And then Tigga also asked her if she has any regrets, and she said, no, none at all. A California woman has recently been arrested for, get this, stealing $2,500 worth of Stanley Cups. For those of you who don't know about the Stanley Cup craze, it's ridiculous. Stanley is this cup company, a thermal cup company that has been around for decades. And they recently kind of rebranded themselves, got online and got with influencers and started making different colors and started making limited editions. And it was crazy over Instagram and TikTok. And they have literally sold out around the world. I think their sales went from 3 or 4 million a year and skyrocketed to around, I think, 75 or 80 million. It's crazy. Let me read the report to you guys. On January 17th, Roswell police were called to a store in response to reports from employees who witnessed a 23-year-old woman from Sacramento taking a shopping cart full of drinkware without any payment. Despite store staff attempting to intervene, the woman declined and halted and proceeded to loading her car with the stolen merchandise. A law enforcement officer observed an unidentified woman as she entered Highway 65. She was subsequently pulled over and arrested for charges of grand theft. The officer said this, While Stanley quenchers are all the rage, we strongly advise against turning to crime to fulfill your hydration habits. The surge in popularity of Stanley tumblers can be attributed to various factors, including effects of social media marketing, the introduction of distinct color variations, and collaborations with other brands. A 16-year-old individual from Alabama mentioned that her parents had invested approximately $3,000 this past year in assisting her to get the complete collection of every style and color of Stanley Cups on the market. I don't have anything else to say. This is like the wildest story of the week. Kanye West is back in the news. Surprise, surprise. This time he's showing off his piano skills. You would think with all the amazing music that Kanye West has produced, you would think that he could play piano a little bit better. Nia Long Ime Udoka has finally reached an agreement, and the actress will receive $32,500 a month in child support for their 12-year-old son. According to documents obtained by TMZ, Nia will be the recipient of monthly child support. Although the court suggested she could be entitled to up to $56,000, the final settlement landed at $32,000 a month, as agreed upon by both parties. During the proceedings, the court examined the finances of both parties. It was determined that Ime Udoka, who is a current coach of the Houston Rockets, earns significantly more than Nia. He has a monthly net income disposal of over $400,000, which Nia only has approximately $20,000 a month. The Weeknd is the first artist in history to surpass 115 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Shout out to Canada. Shout out to Toronto. We out here winning, baby. Bam, 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 bam. Joe Biden says that Donald Trump is responsible for ending Roe versus Wade, and if you vote for him, he will go even further. Now, Joe Biden tweeted this because of a post that Donald Trump made on Truth Social. I'll read it to you. After 50 years of failure with nobody coming even close, I was able to kill Roe versus Wade, much to the shock of everyone, and for the first time put the pro-life movement in a strong negotiating position over the radicals that are willing to kill babies even into their 9th month and beyond. Without me, there would be no 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 15 weeks, or whatever is finally agreed on. Without me, the pro-life movement would have just kept losing. So thank your president, Donald Trump. The nominations for the 96 Oscars have just been announced. And of course, there are a lot of people that are not happy. First, let me tell you about the films that were nominated. There were 321 films up for consideration and 265 met the criteria for Best Picture category. And the nominees are American Fiction, Anatomy of Fail, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. Okay, now let me tell you what people were upset about. People are upset that Fantasia wasn't nominated for her role in The Color Purple. If I'm not mistaken, she won or she was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress. So it is a little surprising that she's not been nominated here. But here is a report. Many felt that her portrayal in The Color Purple was not only emotionally compelling, but also a standout performance of the year. Fans and critics alike voiced their astonishment at the Academy Awards oversight, emphasizing Fantasia's incredible talent and the depth she brought to her character in the film. The snub sparked discussion about the nomination process and the need for recognition of artists. And lastly, we would like to send our condolences to the King family. Dexter Scott King, who is actually the youngest son of Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King, has passed away from a battle with cancer. Bernice King, his sister, recently posted this. I cannot express the heartbreak I feel from losing another sibling, my brother Dexter. I'm praying for the strength to get through this very difficult time. Rest in peace, Dexter Scott King. All right, I got 2 questions of the day. I'm going to try to get through them quickly because I'm running low on time. Is telling somebody that they are getting skinny or too big insulting, or should you just say, hey, you're looking good? This is a very easy question for me. I tell people this all the time. You cannot tell anybody anything about their weight because you don't know if somebody is trying to gain weight or somebody's losing weight, if somebody's pregnant, if somebody's going through a depression. You can't say anything. The best thing to say is, hey, you look really good. On the flip side to that, if it's a loved one or if it's somebody like that's in your circle, I don't think you should lie to them. I'm very honest with like my mother, my father, if I have a girlfriend at the time or anybody, a friend, I'll say, yo, it looks like you're putting on weight, or it looks like you're getting a little skinny, or you're putting on what I know it's something out of a concern. But to the general public, you shouldn't be out there commenting on anybody losing or gaining weight. Just tell people, yo, you look good. Okay, the second question of the day comes from Keke Palmer. I'm no guru in successful relationships, but I believe that love should honor individualism, even in partnership. If I'm not good as an individual, how can I be good in a union? If love means compromising my passion, ambition, or dreams, then it's not the love for me. Because if I lose myself, I will eventually lose you too, or worse, blame you. I 100% agree with this statement. I do believe in individualism in a relationship. However, you do also have to understand that you're in a relationship. A relationship is 50-50. So you can't have two people that are too individual. You can't be at opposite ends of the spectrum. Somebody is going to have to support somebody and have to make some sacrifices. So I feel like two people need to come together and prioritize their goals and the things they want to go after. But the root of it is, yes, every person has to have their own individualism, and each person has to support the other person's dreams so that nobody gets lost and nothing gets overshadowed. All right, let's move over into sports. There is a huge night in basketball. The NBA is on fire. Everyone is talking about the NFL right now, but the NBA had a great night. Joel scored 70 points, Kat scored 62 points, KD scored 43 points, and Jason Tatum scored 39 points. Those are big nights. Those are some big points to put up. Listen to what Joel said after the game.
You and Michael Jordan, the only NBA players to put up 65 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists in a game. What does that mean to you? You and MJ, baby.
Wolf never did this?
No, sir. Just you and MJ. How crazy is that?
All right, let me read some scores for you. The Cavaliers beat the Magic, the Sixers beat the Spurs, the Bucks beat the Pistons, the Grizzlies beat the Raptors. My Raptors, man, we steady losing out here. The Hornets beat the Timberwolves, the Celtics beat the Mavericks, the Suns beat the Bulls, and the Kings beat the Hawks. And as promised yesterday, I will be covering the NHL now. I got called out as a Montrealer, as a Canadian. I cannot be doing a podcast or having a show and talking about sports and not talk about hockey. The Bruins beat the Jets. The Devils beat the Golden Knights. The Panthers beat the Predators. Coyotes beat the Penguins. Canucks beat the Blackhawks. And the Sharks beat the Kings. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace! For more content, you could subscribe, download, or listen to the Trent Out Loud podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts, or you could watch us on YouTube. Just search Trent Out Loud. For showtimes and updates, you could follow us on all social platforms at Trent Out Loud. Go to signupexpert.com/Trent. Once you sign up for all betting apps and get all your bonuses and get all your rewards, go to your app store and download BetStamp and use promo code TOL.